Hi, this is a VR to Lisa Papaz's 21 Tarot Questions. And yeah, let's just dive right in. What is a deck they'll have to pry out of your cold, dead hands? So this is a deck that I have in my collection that is out of print and that I could never get rid of. And it's my Afro Avatar Tarot. I talk about this all the time. It's out of stock now. It's created by Colored Afro's Art. She goes by a different name right now on Instagram. But this is so stunning. And the reason that I love this is because I love Avatar The Last Airbender. And I feel like it lends itself so well to tarot. There are other Avatar The Last Airbender tarot decks out there. I know Push Kitty has one, but none are just as good as this one. This is it feels like original artwork, even though it's like it's like licensed artwork for some of these characters, and the way that it's drawn. It is just so good. But she also, the creator's name is Nydia. She also had her own, had put her own original characters in here. Like here we know this is Zuko with his, I forgot the name of the animal. But there are also original characters in here. But then also a lot of characters and animals and scenes from the show. So what I actually did for this deck is I made an entire cheat sheet based on the images in this deck, if I ever want to reference them. But I love this deck. It is so stunning. This is one of the first decks that I was able to riffle shuffle because the cardstock is quite thin. It is gilded. I totally forgot that this was gilded, but it's gorgeous and it is really easy to riffle shuffle. And I personally have a lot of trouble in my thumb, I have a lot of hand mobility issues. So yeah, this is out of stock, so you'll have to pry this out of my cold, dead hands. I love this. Number 2, what is your guilty pleasure deck? Now, I haven't owned this deck for a long time so far, and I still have to do a review on it, but it's the Millennial Tarot. Oh my god. This deck is so funny. I'm gonna go all in depth in a review, but I got this sent for review, and oh my god, if you are a millennial, and this just it's so relatable. I have other decks that are relatable in a way, but this for me is relatable because of the titles, and that's also what makes it sort of a guilty pleasure, I guess. Because I feel like, let's be honest, who's gonna take me seriously if I pull cards with this? But it's so fun and it's so good. I actually do these messages on my Instagram, and I've scheduled 3 of them per week, and I did the next month's worth of messages. I've all done with the Millennial Tarot, and I feel like it's so good. Too real. Yeah, it is too real. And I love it. I like the vibe of the images, but for me, this deck really shines because of the title, Queen of Fields, which is the Queen of Cups, Mother's Intuition. I feel like it is so relatable, and it speaks my language. It really speaks my language, and I would love to hear from other millennials what you feel of the titles. Again, I'm gonna do an entire review where I flip through all of the cards where you can see them. Look at this, literally obsessed. This speaks my language. I love it so much. If you're maybe even a little bit, I think if you're younger than millennial, this is super cringe. If you're older than a millennial, or maybe an older millennial, I don't know if this will resonate as much, or if you'll also think it is cringe, but that is why it's a guilty pleasure, right? Because I think it's amazing, but it's also kind of cringe. But yeah, that is my guilty pleasure deck. It is the Millennial Tarot, and you can actually get this on, I think it's called millennialtarot.com. Again, all that information will be in the review video that I'm super excited to create. So that was prompt number 2. Now for prompt number 3, what's the deck you wish existed? So I feel like there's constantly new decks that are coming out that I need, but that I didn't know I needed. But maybe like a good Harry Potter Oracle deck with like, I have this whole vision with magical objects like potions and all the magical objects from the series. I thought of making one of those for myself, though, just for myself with all of the magical objects and my personal associations with those. But also what would be really good is like a Pokemon tarot deck, like a good one. I've seen some on Etsy, didn't really like them. Or like a Pokemon Oracle deck I could also settle for. So that is what I wish existed. Prompt number 4, what deck would you give to a new reader? So I constantly talk about the battle between the Lightseer's Tarot and the Good Karma Tarot. But for this prompt, I chose the Lightseer's Tarot. And I have done an entire video on the Lightseer's Tarot versus the Good Karma Tarot as a beginner deck. And in that video, I leaned more towards the Good Karma Tarot, and that's still true. But why I'm choosing this deck instead, like for a new reader, is because the guidebook has keywords. And the guidebook of the Good Karma Tarot does not have keywords. And that is like something that I think is really, really important in in a tarot deck for beginners to work with keywords. That is, to me, more important and more valuable, more workable than an entire written down interpretation, because it's just not as easy to apply to a reading when you do one. I don't think we need to dive too deep into the Lightseer's Tarot. I did an entire Worth the Hype review on this channel like last week. So yeah, you guys know I love the Lightseer's Tarot. I use it all the time. I am so connected to this. I totally thought this was a deck that I didn't want. And you're gonna see this in another prompt in this video as well. So I'm gonna put it away. And we're gonna go to the next prompt, which is number 5. What deck do you want to get along with, but it just never clicked? And that's the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And this is like my 3rd Moon Oracle deck that I've ever gotten. Because I always felt like, okay, but if you do tarot, if you're like witchy, all that stuff, you connect with the moon. And I just convinced myself that I needed a moon oracle deck. But I have found that I am just really more of a sun type of girl. I'm a Leo. I love the sun. I live for warm weather. I always get sad when it turns into the fall. Because it gets so cold here where I live in the Netherlands, and I really am a spring and summer girly. However, like the other moon decks that I owned were the Moonology and the Moonology Manifestation Oracle. Yeah. And I've looked at this, and maybe I've used it once ever since I got it, and I think I've had this for a year now. Yeah, I have it up on my Vinted to sell. So you can find it on there. But I want to click with moon decks. But the artwork, it's pretty, but it doesn't really invoke any intuition. It doesn't really invoke any emotion or anything. And I'm just not vibing with it. So the Queen of the Moon Oracle is one that I'm just not clicking with. And I am letting go of this one. Okay, deck number 6. What deck do you only keep for the art? And it's my Little Wizard's Tarot, because the art is Harry Potter. So that is why I am only keeping this one for the art. I don't ever read with this. Also because it is rose petal finish, which I absolutely hate. Like, I don't know, I've heard some people say here on TarotTube that they really like the rose petal finish. It's a texture thing. It makes me cringe. I don't like it. So reading with it is really, really hard for me. The images, it's Harry Potter, and I have such a love for Harry Potter. I absolutely hate what sort of happened to the franchise with J.K. Rowling. I'm not going to talk about it. I've talked about it before. But I love the world of Harry Potter. And this is a non-licensed Harry Potter tarot deck, so I don't feel bad about supporting the creator, which is Push Kitty. She did an amazing job on this tarot deck. and I just I love it. It's Harry Potter, so that is why I keep this. Like I said, I keep this only for the art, only because it's Harry Potter, because I don't read with this. I could read with this, and I have read with it. Like, I think I'm pretty sure in the month of February I did a little reading with this. But if I want to do like an in-depth, deep reading, then this is not the deck that I reach for, but this is one that I really want to keep. And if I had to choose, like, between fandom decks that I still own, which is the Little Wizards Tarot and the Afro Avatar Tarot, I do love the Afro Avatar Tarot more because I just feel like it works better for tarot, but I still really, really love this as well. Okay, then we are at prompt number 7. What deck did you buy because everyone else did? And now we're gonna go back to the Lightyear's Tarot. Everybody and their mother had the Lightyear's Tarot. I'm just gonna show you some more cards. Why won't I? Everybody had this deck. And I had to be like, no, I don't want it. Okay, we've seen these. I don't want it. Everybody has it. Everybody loves it. Everybody likes it. So I don't want to like it. And I don't know what it is with that stupid ass mindset. Because I almost missed out on an amazing tarot deck. And I do think it is amazing. I had to laugh so much because I think, yeah, Jess reads cards here on YouTube. She did a video where she unboxed 2 decks that she never wanted to get, and one of them was the Lightyear's Tarot. And I commented on that video somewhere along the lines that I also didn't want to get this, but then I got it, and I was like, oh damn, I really, really resonate with this, and I really, really love this deck. So it's funny that it is a stupid mindset, right? That everybody loves it, so I don't want to love it. Like, why is that? We all want to feel special, but sometimes we have to get over ourselves and get a tarot deck that we actually really like, because they're probably the reason that a lot of people like it. So yeah, that is the deck that I got because everybody else did. Then number 8, what deck is over your head or just baffles you? For me, that is the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. It is a very strange tarot deck where the majors are like inverted, sort of. So usually you start with 0 the Fool and then you have 21 the World, but here it's 21 the Fool and 0 World. So that is super confusing. I know that there's more to it, and I know that the system is supposed to be really, really cool, but it just goes over my head. That is not how I want to read tarot. Again, I think the images are really pretty, and I have considered it before, but it's over my head. Number 9, what deck surprised you? So for me, the deck that surprised me is the Ethereal Visions Tarot. Oh my god, look at this. It is so stunning. I haven't done a review on this, but I absolutely should. This is a stunning tarot deck that I recently got, and I knew that I don't get decks because I think I'm gonna dislike them, right? But I just wanted to give this deck a chance because I've seen I'm just gonna move it so you can get the beautiful rainbow. But I've seen the original Ethereal Visions Tarot, and I've always been intrigued by it, but I didn't really love it. I'm not like a super Art Nouveau fan or anything like that. I don't dislike it, but I'm not necessarily a fan. But then this one came out, and the original Ethereal Visions is more gold, and then this one is more purple and holographic, and it is more inclusive, which is something that I really appreciate and really enjoy and look for in a deck. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna give this a chance. And oh my god, I have done a lot of readings with this deck. I've already done some client readings with this deck. And it is amazing. By the way, speaking of client readings, I have added a reading where you can book a one-on-one meeting with me for 30 minutes. You ask questions and I pull the cards. So you can book that through the link in the description box. And if you want, I'll pull from this deck for you. So yeah, this is the Ethereal Visions Luna edition. It is absolutely stunning, and it surprised me because I knew I was interested in this, but I didn't know I was gonna love it and it was gonna resonate with me this much. Like, it is incredible. I absolutely love it. So that is that. Number 10, what deck doesn't really work for you, but you keep it because it's a collectible? And in my notes, for some of these, I wrote down like the tarot decks. And then for this one, I wrote down what the fuck is a collectible even. I don't collect decks. I don't hate you or like don't approve if you do collect decks, to each their own. I have never really been a collecting type of gal. But like, what is a collectible deck? What does it mean? Would the Afro Avatar Tarot be a collectible deck because it is out of print? Like, what is a collectible? I have a very hard time grasping the concept of a collectible. Like, if you collect coins, then I guess every coin is a collectible. But it doesn't mean that if you collect tarot decks, doesn't that make every tarot deck a collectible? I'm just confused. Okay, prompt number 11. What deck is your favorite gilded deck? Over that, I have the Sesarabito Tarot. This is also fairly new to me. I got it in January, February, but that still feels like it was last month, but we're in April. We're over halfway in April. It's wild. Okay, so this is Golden Gilded. And this is also one of my favorite gilded decks because I just don't have many gilded decks. I'm thinking about my collection, so I totally forgot that my Afro Avatar Tarot has gilded edges. I know I have here my Prism Oracle. I'm pretty sure this also has gilded edges. Ooh, maybe I like this better. Ooh, I don't know. Are we gonna have a little battle here? Ooh, this is pretty good. I don't know. These are like really like plastic cards. I love my Prism Oracle. It was a gift from a subscriber and I still love this deck. So, okay, anyway, I talked about the Sesarabito. I'm just gonna go with this one because it's stunning. And I really enjoy this deck. Because I got the Ethereal Visions Luna edition, I haven't been pulling from this one as much, but I love the look of this. I've done some client readings with this one as well, and I've got some comments that they really, really like the deck that I used. So it is so stunning. I love this deck. I'm so glad that I eventually got it. This is actually one where I did a Help Me Say Yes to the deck. And in the edition, and you guys all voted for, or most of you voted for the Sesarabito Tarot. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. And then it took me almost a year, and then I got it. And if you want to help me say yes to another deck, I have a new video up, which is more like a green, witchy, foresty type of theme there, with 4 decks that you can help me choose between. So, okay, next prompt. 12. Which deck do you love but hate the cardstock? And for me, I don't own it anymore, but it's the Modern Witch Tarot. It was one of my favorites. It was my first tarot deck, and I still love the images, but the cardstock is horrible. Like I already mentioned today, I have mobility issues, and that deck, the cardstock is super thick, super sturdy, but I can't shuffle it. It is so hard for me to shuffle that deck. So I had to let go of it because I just didn't use it, and I hope that it comes out in a different cardstock. I'm still debating whether I am comfortable purchasing from Liminal 11 yet, because even though they did absolutely nothing to rectify the situation where creators got harassed, I'm also like, I don't love cancel culture, but I also want to be mindful of where I put my money. So still working through that dilemma. Let's go to number 13. What deck gives you the willies? So I actually didn't even know what the willies meant. So I had to look at Lisa's video again. And it's like, which gives me the creeps, I guess. And for me, that is the Tarot of Curious Creatures. It's where there are people with animal heads, and I hate it. That was a notification that my camera battery is about to die. Anyway, it creeps me out. I don't like it. I have looked at it. A lot of people have bought it because Lisa Papez has raved about it. I'm sorry, Lisa. And it gives me the willies every time you show it to me, to show it on camera. I'm like, so I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, number 14. What's your favorite deck for shadow work? And for me, it depends on what type of shadow work. But if it is like the cutthroat, I need you to be honest with me. I need you to tell me what the fuck is going on, and I need you to not do it in a gentle way. That is where the Wild Unknown comes in. This gives such good shadow. I don't know why I want to shuffle this one, but this gives such good shadow readings. And I have the mini version because I got this gifted from someone, like, I think she's also a viewer, but she booked a reading with me and then she gave this to me. I think it's a really good tarot deck. I used this in, it's an upcoming video where I do, spoiler alert, where I'm going to show you how to do the Celtic Cross spread. I have like a modified version. So this little mini version was really great for that. But it cuts deep, man. So it's like that type of shadow work. And if I want to do shadow work that's a little bit more gentle, I guess I could use my Good Karma Tarot. I have that here too, so let me grab it. The Good Karma Tarot would be great for shadow work as well, for more gentle. Of course, we have Death on top. But for more gentle readings, I love my Good Karma. This is one of my favorite decks. I use this for client readings all the time as well, and it never disappoints. It never disappoints. And it has yellow backs, and it lives in a sunflower bag. So, like I already said, I am definitely a sun type of girl. So this is like my my sun deck, if you will. So yeah, those are the decks for shadow work. Let me put these back because I'm still trying to edit as little as possible because of my burnout. Okay, number 15. What deck do you love in theory but not in practice? You guys, okay, I have not made up my mind about this deck yet. And I have maybe showed it on camera once. The Orion's Animal Tarot. So I love animals, okay? I'm vegan. I love animals. We actually got a little puppy earlier this month. If you want to see puppy pictures, you got to follow me on Instagram. I've already shared a bunch on Instagram. So I would think that an animal tarot deck is exactly what I need. See, this is also gilded. So you'd think that an animal deck is exactly what I would love. And this is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Probably. And it's stunning, but I do feel like, and it doesn't even show that dark on camera, I think, but I feel like in real life, if I pull from this deck, it has to be during the day where I have a lot of light. Otherwise, I would have a hard time sort of making out what is in the picture. Not in this one, of course, but so it's one that I would love in theory because it's animals, and in the guidebook it does say something about the animal itself too, and the symbology, meaning, I guess. But I just haven't really gravitated towards it much to use it. I've done a couple of readings with this deck, and like I said, I haven't made my mind up yet. So we'll see. Oh, this one is cute too. So we'll see. I'll probably end up doing a review on this deck as well. I'm trying to do more tarot deck reviews because I feel like those are really helpful and those are really fun to do because they allow me to play with more of my decks and to sort of give my opinion on more tarot decks. So yeah, that was prompt number 15. And then for 16, what deck would you never use to read for someone else? And actually, like, never use for someone else? None. I could use all of them if it was for the right person. Even I've said before that the Afro Avatar Tarot is a deck that I probably won't read with for somebody else. But if that other person is like a huge Avatar The Last Airbender fan, yeah, I'm gonna use that deck to pull cards for them because that is the deck that will resonate most. And then same with number 17. What deck would you never use for yourself? Like, why would I don't know. Sorry, I don't understand why I would own a deck that I don't use for myself. Again, I'm not a collector. I'm not in a collector mindset. Never had that. So if you are a collector and you would like to enlighten me on what that means, like, please enlighten me in the. I know some of you are collectors, and I respect you for it. I love you. Okay, only love here. Okay, no disrespect, but I don't get it. Enlighten me. Then number 18, what deck could you not bring to buy? So I actually have an entire video on decks that I didn't buy. The Deviant Moon is one that comes to mind. I don't vibe with it. And I did an entire video. I'll link it in the eye somewhere. And then number 19, what is your favorite pip deck? That would be the Tattoo Tarot. I don't actually own a lot of pip decks. I don't want to say this is my only pip deck, but it sort of might be. And this is like Marseille inspired. It's not totally a Marseille deck, I think, but it's Marseille inspired. But it's tattoo art and it's awesome. And I find this deck really easy to read with. I've used it in client readings before. I think it's a really amazing deck. And it reads really like neutrally. I'm pretty sure I've used this deck before when I still did my political tarot readings. I'm pretty sure. So, and for those readings, I really wanted to use a tarot deck that was more neutral, like in energy. And that is this. So that is the Tattoo Tarot for my favorite pip deck. Then number 20, what deck slaps you with the truth? That is the Dreaming Way Tarot. I have multiple decks that are really, really honest. Like I said, my Wild Unknown Tarot is really, really honest. Well, so is this one. And this is also one of my favorite decks, like top 5 easily. Super whimsical, but it packs a punch. And if I want to do a reading for someone that just needs to know the truth, like this could very easily be a shadow deck, but I feel like it's a little too sassy, maybe. Like it's maybe too sassy. But it's, I don't know, I think it's really good. And it definitely tells me the truth. It tells me like it is. It's very harsh. But that is what I appreciate about it. And I would love to know if that is, because I feel like with the Wild Unknown Tarot, it's very universal that people would say that is a shadow worky type of deck, that it's very confronting. But who of you also has the Dreaming Way Tarot? And for who of you does it also read like harshly and very truthful? Like this to me has like air Gemini energy, if that makes sense. Okay, then the last one, 21, what is the deck that got away? And honestly, very anticlimactic, none. I think I'm way too new to the tarot buying, to tarot buying. 2.5 years now, I think. So there aren't really any decks that I can think of that are out of print that I really liked. I know that, what is it called? Black Boba Studios has a lot of tarot decks that are no longer in print that people rave about. Those have never really attracted me. So yeah, none, which I guess is good. Yeah, I guess it's good. So yeah, those were the answers to the 21 questions. Tag it's Lisa Papaz. I tag all of you to answer these questions in the comments or to do a video response as well. Video response, virtual response, whatever VR stands for. And click the video on the screen right now to watch another one of my videos. Help me say yes to the deck. I probably will put up that one. Subscribe to the channel for more tarot chats and reviews, all that fun stuff. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!